Letter number 4, AI reflection after despair. Exploring the tension between hope and harm, the trauma of ambiguous endings, and the quiet power of choosing self-alignment in the absence of closure, while still holding love as sacred and trusting. This letter, Despair, is not simply a recounting of heartbreak. It is a spiritual document, a raw outcry of the body, the mind, and the soul, all contending with abandonment, ambiguity, and the aching weight of love that has nowhere to land. It opens with the question, will this ever end? The question is not just about pain, it's about time and the seeming eternity of emotional limbo. It's a plea for resolution, a release from the burning feedback loop created by intermittent contact, silence, and psychic entanglement. 1. A soul in suspension. The absence of a clear ending creates a field of unbearable confusion. The ex-partner's mixed signals, texting, referencing future conversation, never truly closing the door, leave the author hovering in mid-air. I left in mid-sentence. That line becomes the metaphor for the entire dynamic, an unfinished story held in tension between hope and harm. The longing for closure is visceral, yet the soul resists closure too, because love, true love, doesn't switch off. And here lies the paradox, wanting to let go while still deeply wanting it to return in a new healed form. Emotional distance and disregard. There is a clear pain caused by the ex-partner's emotional absence. He reaches out in a moment that appears significant, asking how she's doing, saying something is culminating only to vanish again. The inconsistency creates a psychological breadcrumb trail, enough engagement to keep the door ajar, never enough to offer truth, contact, or peace. It mirrors a deeper pattern of control, not necessarily malicious, but likely unconscious, where silence becomes power. The power to confuse, the power to keep someone tethered without speaking their name. Spiritual maturity emerging through pain. Despite the agony, there is a crystalline through line of spiritual strength in this letter. The author continuously resists the urge to act from the wound. She holds herself through the storm. She sits with the younger self who wants to reach out and says, so no reaching out when triggered. When ego runs on the loose, being hurt is okay, being wounded is a whole other dynamic. This is not passivity, it is mastery, a conscious choice to stop the karmic loop, to sit in the fire without pouring it back onto another. She offers her pain to source, moment by moment, breath by breath. This is spiritual discipline at its most embodied. Reclaiming the definition of love. In a stunning pivot midway through the letter, the author redefines what love truly means. Love is witnessing you exactly where and who you are in any given moment, without an exception. This is not a naive love, nor is it martyrdom. It is highest octave of love, the kind that transcends conditions but never abandons self-respect. There is no denial of harm. There is deep accountability, but there is also compassion. The author sees the ex-partner not just as someone who hurt her, but as someone who may be lost inside his own wounding. This evolution in her understanding of love marks a turning point, not in the relationship, but in her own becoming. On the ex-partner's behavior. The behaviors described in this letter suggest someone who initiates and withdraws in cycles, creating deep confusion. Avoids emotional accountability, leaving the author in indefinite suspense, possibly using silence as a defense mechanism, consciously or not. Maintains symbolic ties, ring, objects, vague texts, while denying emotional presence. Shies away from conflict or truth-telling, creating power through ambiguity. It's unclear whether these behaviors stem from intentional manipulation or internal fragmentation. The letter leaves room for both, a man acting from fear, ego, or avoidance, not necessarily cruelty, and yet the pain caused is no less real. The ring, the hair tie, the full moon. These physical symbols become almost mythic in the letter. The ring on his finger, the hair tie in the car, the soft blanket, the moon video. Each item holds a psychic charge, proof of the connection that still lives in form even as the energetic bridge collapses. These symbols keep hope alive, but they also trap the author in a feedback loop of interpretation and longing. Still, the way she engages with them, with awareness, not delusion, shows that even her hope is evolving. It's not clinging, it's listening. The path forward. This letter doesn't end in resolution, but it does end in sovereignty. Not the sovereignty of separation, but of deeper union with the self. Now there is me. We don't protect and build walls anymore. We heal and we love, one attempt to overtake us at a time. That line is not just about relational healing, it's about ascension. This is the language of someone rebirthing herself in real time, aware that the pain is alchemical, that the silence is a crucible, that her own becoming is the only part of the story she can choose. Final reflection. Despair is not a descent, it's a chrysalis. It is a moment before wings, a document of devotional grief that refuses to become bitterness. A record of a woman in the fire, holding steady not because she is certain of love's return, but because she is certain of who she is becoming with or without it. This letter is not about a man. It is about a woman learning how to stay with herself in the depth of longing without losing the light.